Started off with Missouri, Texas A&M. I watched the end of that SMU game. I watched Arkansas, Tennessee. I watched some of the KU game. And then Sunday I watched the Texans and the Bills, the Cowboys and the Steelers, and then some of the Bengals and the Ravens.
You find yourself watching games, breaking it down like a quarterback or as a fan?
It's kind of a little bit of both. Like if I see like a play that we ran before, I'll be like, oh, we have a version of that play, and then I'll say like the name of the play, like that's our version of it, and that's how we run it. But it's hard to just watch football now and kind of break it down a little bit or see, how can we should run that or stuff like that. So it's hard to just watch football as a fan anymore, but I try my best.
What does this game mean to this team?
I think it means a lot. Just it's obviously we want to look at it like another week, but we know how talented of a team Colorado is, and coming off a bye week, we should be very well rested to be able to go out and put our best foot forward. So I think it means a lot just for where we kind of set ourselves in the Big 12 moving forward, and we don't want another conference loss.
I don't expect you to say anything that Dylan shared with you in confidence, but does Dylan coming from Colorado add a little sauce to this recipe?
I think maybe a little bit, and this is probably one that he wants a lot because whenever you play against an old school, you definitely want to have your best game and be able to contribute to the win. But ultimately, we don't. I don't think he looks at it that way. I think he looks at it just like any other week and doesn't want to let the game get to him too much. Just wants to go out there and play his game and do what he does best, and that's get him the ball and be explosive with it.
Avery, what's the biggest thing that you focused on over the off week?
Say that again?
What's the biggest thing you focused on over the bye week?
Biggest thing was just taking some time to step away from football, get a little reset. After Thursday hit, they gave us off Friday throughout the weekend. So just being able to have a little bit of time away from football, I got to go back home, see my grandpa, see some old coaches, some friends. Got to spend some time with my brother and parents this weekend. So just a little bit of time away from football to be able to reset and just have that time away so that whenever I did come back, I was fully ready to go.
And then Coach said whenever some of the younger guys got to kind of play during this week while the starters were kind of resting, Blake was a guy that really was able to shine. It was his first time really getting to run things. What do you like about what he does?
Yeah, and the dude's a competitor, and he works really hard. He doesn't want to lose in anything he does, and I think that's a great trait as a quarterback because ultimately our job is you can get caught up in all the stats, but at the end of the day, we just want a win a win in that column, and that's how he is. I mean, he works hard. He's really smart, and he has a really strong arm. He's really talented, and definitely is going to be a player to watch in the years to come.
Avery, what's impressed you from what you've seen about Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter for Colorado?
I think both of them can play. Travis Hunter is one of the Heisman favorites for a reason. He's a really talented player, and what he does on both sides of the ball is really special, and doesn't get enough credit. I don't think a lot of people, have their 2 cents to say about him, and a lot of people want to hate on him, but he plays really hard, and being able to play as many snaps as he does week in and week out is truly special. And Shedeur's a really talented quarterback. He can spin the ball all over the yard, and but I'm really confident in our defense and the plan that Coach Klanderman has for him. And obviously, I'm really excited to be able to match up against guys like that.
Focusing back on your team, from your perspective, what's made DJ Giddens such an effective running back this season?
I think really it starts with our offensive line, opening up holes for him, and really just doing a great job in the run game. And obviously, Coach Riles that's his forte is his offensive line and run game and stuff like that. So he does a really good job with scheming the right stuff, different ways to get to the same type of runs. And our offensive line opens up holes for DJ, and the biggest thing DJ does is he doesn't let one person bring him down. It's gonna take more than one guy to get him on the ground, and his yards after contact has to be something probably insane because he's really effective after that first tackle, or he makes that first tackle or miss.
Coach Kleinman mentioned that Colorado likes to bring a lot of pressure, and I know that their defense has sort of been known to be incredibly aggressive, at getting to the quarterback. What have you seen from, I guess, their pressure looks, and what challenges does that present for the quarterback?
I think the biggest thing is watching Colorado over the last week or so is they're really a talented bunch, and like you said, they do like to bring pressure. The biggest thing for us is we have to do a really good job of preparing for that this week. What are ways we can get the ball out of my hand quick if they do want to bring pressure, and what are other ways we can identify the pressure before it happens to be able to pick it up, so that we don't have any miscommunications between the offensive line and me and the running back, so that we can get those things squared away pre-snap, so that we are able to be as effective as we want to be post-snap.
The team has been so effective rushing the football so far to this point in the season. What's the sense of pride that you all take just in that identity of being able to kind of punch them in the mouth and just keep going?
I feel like the biggest thing is I feel like our offensive line takes a lot of pride in that, and we want to continue to be effective running the ball as the season goes on. And I think we have a really good running back room that opens up things for them, and a lot of times people can get lost in what DJ and Dylan are doing, and it opens up holes for me to run in, and for me to be effective and eat in the run game as well. So we got to continue to be able to throw the ball, because I feel like the best thing we did against Okie State was be able to throw the ball to open up run lanes, because it just helps DJ out and helps the offensive line out tremendously whenever we can throw the ball efficiently, and we never want to be one-dimensional. So keeping the defense on their toes and being able to exploit their weaknesses in both ways.